This is the plaintiff, Gladstone Ford. He says he was driving in a restored 1988 Cadillac Brougham and was T-boned, and the frame of the car was bent. He brought the car to the defendant for repair, parked the car on the street while it was in his care, and it got 3 tickets. The guy also returned the car in pieces after repairing the frame, and he feels he didn't get what he paid for, and is seeking a partial refund of $1,785 for the repair and unpaid tickets. This is the defendant, Calvin Chan. He says he was hired to straighten a bent frame on the plaintiff's vehicle, and he did the work, was paid, and that was that. He thought. After it was finished, the guy left it for a week before picking it up, and since it had no license plates nor registration, it was ticketed. Bottom line, he told the plaintiff to get it. He waited, and it's his fault he got the tickets. He's accused of bending a customer out of shape.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says he was in his sweet 88 Caddy when it got T-boned, and the defendant made a bad situation worse by parking it on the street at the repair shop, got a slew of tickets. But the defendant says the plaintiff abandoned the Caddy. It's the case of Cadillac.
Thank you, Douglas. Gladstone Ford, you are suing Transmission Surgery and Auto Repair, represented here by Calvin Chan. You're the owner?
Yes.
Okay. For $1,785 in tickets and the partial return of your repair bill, because according to you, he gave you the car back in pieces. What happened?
Good morning, Your Honor. I restore classic cars as a hobby.
You restore classic cars?
Yes, ma'am. That's a hobby. And I completed a restoration of a car for a friend. I was about to deliver it to her, and I was T-boned by a Nissan. And
oh my goodness, that had to hurt more than the average T-boning. Wow. Okay. So you bring it to him, and you ask him to do what?
I asked him to do 2 things: to straighten the frame, which was bent in the accident, and to repair the front end of the car and return it to me, preparatory to painting the car.
Do you have paperwork from the transaction that you had with him?
Yes, ma'am. The bill, and I have pictures, payment.
Let me see that evidence.
It's a packet.
So
like
what went wrong? Yeah, that's fine. I'll look through it. What went wrong?
The car on delivery was returned with the frame straightened, but the remainder of the front end of the car in pieces in cardboard boxes inside the car. I accepted delivery of the car at that time. In November 2014, the lady received notices of violation from the Parking Violations Bureau of unpaid violations.
How many tickets did she get?
3 tickets, ma'am.
All on the same day?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All with the same date.
Why did the car get tickets? Did you park it outside?
Yes, we did.
All right, I have 2 questions for you, though.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The guy got a ticket he had no plates on it, so it was obvious that you couldn't park it. No, yeah. So unless you and nobody told you we're parking your car outside, when you brought the car in, it was inside, right?
Yes.
So unless, you can show me that you had his authority to park it outside and he took that risk, you guys are seeing that the car has no plate. You know it's going to get a ticket.
No, we have signs in the shop stating that a vehicle that we're not responsible for any parking ticket related to a registration or inspection.
Let me see the sign. Where is that sign?
Right on the door before you enter the office to come in.
That's a door?
Yes, where the customer comes in to go into the waiting room.
Okay. Did you not see these signs?
Yes, ma'am, but they referred to if you drove up as a customer and you parked the car, double parked in front of his establishment, if you got a ticket, they weren't responsible for that. But after the car was in their custody.
How would that in any way, shape, or form need saying? And it's the opposite of what that says. What it says is our shop is not responsible for any tickets issued to your vehicle while in our possession. This includes expired registration, expired inspection.
No, I never saw that sign, Your Honor. Never.
And that sign was there at the time that he dropped off the car?
Correct,
How long
Your
have the
Honor.
signs been there?
Almost 2 years now.
All right. Why did you return the car to him in pieces?
If there's a sign in a store that says, not responsible for tickets, even if the guy didn't see it, is the store off the hook?
Yeah, the store's off the hook. They clearly have a sign that says they're not responsible.
You say clearly have a sign, but if the customer didn't see it, does that matter?
No, it's still his problem.
Tough luck going inside the courtroom.
Your Honor, the car was never returned to him in pieces. When we pulled the vehicle, there was damaged parts that was there. And instead of we throwing away the parts, we put them in the boxes so you could know that this is what we took off from the vehicle, so we give it back to him.
He says that he was paying you to straighten out the chassis and repair the front end.
Correct.
Okay, so why didn't you repair the front end?
I repaired the front end of the vehicle, which is pulling the chassis and straightening the control arms and get the vehicle back to standard to driving with the alignment. It was not paid for no parts or anything. It was just only on labor.
What did you think it meant if you didn't even say anything when you picked it up?
We discussed it specifically. It was put back in prime condition, ready to paint.
So you were paying him for not just to straighten out the chassis, but to do the auto body work in the front?
Yes, ma'am.
And then why didn't you, for the love of God, say something when you saw everything on the floor? Why did you just take the car if that's what your understanding beforehand had been?
Because I decided to avoid the confrontation and have
confrontation. Say something. You don't have to punch a guy out. I didn't ask you why you didn't punch him out. What I'm looking at that you wrote says straighten frame and front end.
Correct.
And then, in addition to that, it says repair the front end. Why wouldn't he be right about that issue?
Repair the front end as far as repairing whatever needs to be repaired on the front end to get it aligned.
So what did you do other than straighten it?
I fixed the control arms. I lined it back.
What are control arms?
Control arms is the arms that control the wheels from turning left to right. That supports the wheel of the vehicle for the front.
How long did it take? Did you have to take those pieces apart?
Yes, Your Honor.
How long does that take?
It takes about 5 hours to
And what do you
strip the car
charge an
down.
hour?
The hour rate is $75 per hour.
When did he first say to you anything about, hey, wait a minute, that's not what our deal was?
Your Honor, he never said that to me. When
He never
came
said that to you.
Not at all.
But did he call you when he got the tickets? Is that what you think made him say this?
Yes, because
That
Your Honor,
once he got
only
the
thing-
tickets, he felt like you guys were jerks and that...
Correct, because
Exactly.
the reason why I said that, I asked him, Your Honor,
Not because it was
before-
actually part of the deal, but because you guys are jerks. I get
Before
it.
his vehicle was even, when he came to look at his vehicle, because he was coming by the shop, checking on his vehicle, make sure it was getting repaired the correct way. Before he picked up the vehicle, because he bought a deposit, which was $1,000, before he picked up the vehicle, he has to pay the remaining balance in full, which was an
Which he
additional
did.
$1,500. Correct. And when I asked him personally, I said, "Are you satisfied with the job?" He said, "You're very satisfied." I said, "Would you like to test drive the car to make sure that the alignment and everything was good?" He said, "Yes."
Another question. How come when he picks up the car, the tickets aren't right there on the windshield?
I'm not sure. You know.
Oh, I'm sure. Okay,
Somebody
somebody
had to
took them
move it,
off.
yes.
Okay, who takes them off?
Not me, Your Honor.
Well, who else is
Probably
there?
one of the workers.
Why would the workers take them off? Did you take them off?
No.
I think you did.
No.
In any event, it had no registration, it had no tag, and the business informs you when you go there that these things are on you. So I'm not going to make him pay the parking tickets. Now, let's talk about the work and the front end stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you say, well, I did other work besides just straightening the front end, and that other work is that you aligned the arms and
Correct.
you did all the other things that you described that you did. According to you, the only things you put in the box are the damaged pieces that he needs to pay for and replace wherever he's doing the rest of the body work. But in any event, you pick up the car, you pay, you say nothing that, wait, that's not the work I paid you for. That doesn't bubble up until you're really angry about the tickets.
That's correct.
Right, but that is not good for you because that doesn't argue to me that this receipt was supposed to include that work. But when it just comes up, it makes it sound like it's something you're coming up with because you're angry about the tickets. So I'm not going to find that it was the party's understanding that more work was going to be done than was done, and therefore my verdict in this case is for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And so in this case, the behavior and the way you handled things, step in a little bit, the way you handled things with them, with the defendant, doesn't support your case.
Well, these things are largely a matter of perception. Unfortunately, the judge's perception wasn't in line with my own, but that's the way it goes. It was an interesting experience nevertheless.
Oh, okay. All right. Head around the corner this way, please. Sign your documents on the way out. All right. So come on in here. And what's your perception?
I'm very happy about the decision because he was trying to get over on some extra money. And the work that we did, he was satisfied, but because of the tickets, he was upset. He was trying to go under the table to beat on the labor part.
Is that what he's trying to scam you here?
Yeah, exactly. You wanted to scam me for some money, and I did the work.
Harvey? So it's true, these signs are enforceable. They have to be big enough that somebody reasonably looking around would see it. But if there's a sign prominent, customers out of luck.